Your thoughts have a way they can affect your life. Your emotions have a way they can transform your person. Your thoughts and your emotions make your personality. I want to say your thoughts and your brain in particular, is arranged in a way where you have what we call the umbilical brain. I started with the middle one, then you have the unconscious brain, and you have the conscious brain. The umbilical brain is kind of the limbic system, and is part of the unconscious brain. And also you have the conscious brain, which has to do with the upper lobe of your brain. And let me say something. Your brain is like a broadcasting kind of broadcasting mechanism in your system, where whenever you are thinking, your thoughts are signals that are being broadcasted in the atmosphere. And your system, your emotions, which also are coordinated by the brain, are actually exerting energy. And it is also like, it's a vibration, it's a frequency, a vibration that's vibrating on a particular frequency. So when your thoughts and your emotions meet, they create what we call an energetic field. This energetic field is what actually projects. And let me say this: your thoughts create an energetic field, your emotions create a magnetic field. And when the two work together, your thoughts are sent to the environment, and you know what your thoughts do is they are broadcasted to the universe. The universe, it echoes to the universe, and your emotions becomes the magnet. It attracts what the universe is sending. So you create the kind of life you want by the way you think and the way you feel. And so when my emotions are at work with my thoughts, when my thoughts and my emotions align, they're synced together, they create a magnetic field, and it begins to attract the very things that I want in my life or I am thinking of. And so what you think become a reality because of that magnetic field that have been created. It pulls to you what you are thinking of. And that is what a lot of people do not even know. And if you notice, in a single day, you can have over let's say 70 million thoughts in your mind, or let's say you can put it 1,000 thoughts, you can put it. But what I want to say out of it is, irrespective of the amount of thoughts you think in a day, you realize that 90% of those thoughts are the same thoughts, or they are thoughts that you thought yesterday, or they are thoughts that you have been thinking for a while. So you keep on thinking the same thoughts and feeling the same feeling every day, and once that happens, you attract the same results daily. And that becomes a serious limitation. You think the same, you feel the same, you create the same results. So when you do like that, you project to the environment, you project to because I will say this, the universe is an energetic universe as well. And you being an energetic being, you project energy which reflects to the universe and gets back to you. So what you think, what you feel becomes the things you experience. It becomes your personality. It is the habit, because as I said, I would remind you, a habit is a redundant unconscious thoughts, emotions, behaviors which are acquired through repetition. So the more I think and feel over something over and over and over and over, it becomes my habit. And habits are hardly broken. When you have dirty habits and bad habits, it's difficult to break them. But if you have to reinvent yourself, then you must go by breaking down habits. If you are unable to break down those habits, you won't be able to change your personality. And if I have to break down my habits, it means I need to monitor my thoughts, I need to monitor my feelings, I need to monitor my actions. And you cannot do that except you are aware of the various thoughts and actions you are actually expressing. You see, that brings you to a place where you need to get to a point of self-consciousness, self-awareness, self-awakeness. You must be awakened. Self-consciousness is that state where I am alert and I am aware of every thought, the feelings that I feel every day, minute by minute and second by second. I am monitoring them. Until you are able to do that, monitor your thoughts and feelings, you will not be able to produce the results you want to produce. You will not have the personality you believe you want to have. So it is time for you to get to your depths. You reprogram yourself. And so how do we talk of change? If I want to change, my change must come from me being the person that I was to something different. So change is not only a mental shift. Be very careful about that. Change is not only about mental shift. Change is a profound shift in your entire being. It affects your core personality, where I change from the old personality to a new personality, involving my spiritual, my physiology, my mental, and my I talk of your mental change, you talk of the physiological change, or we call it biological change. You also talk about the spiritual change and your emotional change. When you change in these 4 dimensions, it is holistic. It affects your productivity directly. And the personality that comes out of this change is a new personality, not just the old one. It is just like, I will repeat this to you, the way a butterfly actually transforms from, imagine from an egg, it hatches to a larva to a pupa to the cocoon, and the cocoon back to a butterfly. Wow, that is a process where you cannot, when we talk of a pupa is actually what you people call caterpillar. Caterpillar is not the friend of anybody. It is harsh, it stings, and kind of rough. Nobody likes it, and that is how a lot of us are after having been formed or created by our environment. How, when I say created by environment, don't forget the way you are today is a result of a learning that started from the age of, in fact, let me say from your mother's womb, when you were 4 months old in your mother's womb, and after your birth, from 0 to the age of 12, you were learning through what we call hypnosis, where you get to pick information from your environment. You mimic the people that are around you so that you can build on your own personality. And that is how you were built, through your environment. And being built from the environment does not give you the capacity to say, yes, I personally created my personality. No, you didn't do that. Your environment created your personality, and you have been growing like that by default till the present age in which you find yourself. But I am here to tell you there is a possibility to change that, and you can make a difference out of it. It is a choice you make. You can choose to rebuild, transform yourself from that lowly person, or from that unfruitful person that you are right now, or from that person that you actually love but you don't like some issues about, and you want to become a better personality. You can change that. And that is why we are here to discuss on how to make these changes from stage to stage. You can change like a butterfly yourself. So I want to say that you have to It is necessary for every human to keep changing because we are dynamic beings. As a human being, we are very dynamic. We are supposed to be changing from stage to stage. I need to be a different person tomorrow. The way I am today, I shouldn't be the same tomorrow. That makes me unpredictable. And no human being should be predictable because we are dynamic beings. And this brings me to the point where I want you to understand something. The life you live, yes, we could blame it on the past, but right now you have the right to choose who you want to become. The way you think, I'll come back to that. The way you feel determines your personality. And when I want to change, like I said, the model of change that I believe in is a creative model of change, not the cause and effect classic model of change where we have to wait for something from our environment to provoke us to change, to push us to change. No, that is not the kind of model of change I believe in. I believe in the creative model of change where you are at the center of the change. You initiate the changes that you want in your life and you monitor the changes happen every day and you remain conscious, keep provoking continuous change. That is the kind of change I believe in. And I want to tell you, it works so wonderful. It works so wonderful. I have experienced it and I can talk about it like I am drinking water. So, you see, how do I get to reinvent myself, deprogram myself? So before I reinvent, I need to first of all get to deprogramming so I can reprogram. I also need to get to the point where I break down the habits so that I can build new ones. If I am unable to break down my old habits, I won't be able to build new ones. So you begin with death before you get to life. True life actually flows from death. Until the old man dies, the new man can be. You can't take new wine and put in old wine skin. It won't work. It will create a lot of problems. So it is for you to rebuild. The model of change is creative. You get back to yourself. You monitor your thoughts, monitor your emotions, monitor your actions. Then you identify those thoughts and emotions that actually have been holding you back. You destroy them. Yeah, you destroy them. Destroy the habits. You destroy them so that you can build new ones. And how do I get to destroy? I have to get to that place where I understand that change does not just happen. It is initiated. I now have to look for different techniques on how to change myself. I started telling us the last time about the meditation technique of change. So if you want to change yourself, there is need for meditation. There is the other one, mindfulness. You need to do that where you get to stay in the now. There is no past, there's no future, only now. You stay in the now. When you are in the now, there is no space for thoughts, because thoughts, as I will say, thoughts occupy space as well. Thoughts are kind of particles as well, and so they occupy space and they need time for you. You need time to think from one state to the next. So when you are existing in eternity or in the now, there's no space for time. There's no space for time, and so there's no space for thoughts. You just need to live. And for you to be there, you need to practice mindfulness. There is need also for you to have a journal where you jot down all the thoughts you think, you jot the feelings you feel every day, the actions you take. You do that. That journal helps you track your life, track the different thoughts you think, the minute by minute, track the emotions you actually have. And apart from that, you also need to get to a place where you start practicing. There is, in fact, a therapy which I want to bring, but let's get to realize that these techniques are what are going to help you to change that your personality. And don't forget, it is the personality that creates the personal realities of an individual. So the realities and experiences you want to experience every day are supposed to be created by the personality. So the new personality creates the new realities. If you want to remain the same, you will never make any change.